For retrofits and for new construction, cross-member framing should be added above and below the speaker opening whenever possible, so that the speaker and surrounding wallboard may be securely attached on all four sides. In some cases, speakers may be installed directly into wall or ceiling framing without a separate back box option. The support framing and added insulation may create a suitable speaker box in most cases. In new construction, place savers should be installed when the job is pre-wired to reserve space for the speakers during the wallboard installation. Attach speaker wiring securely to the studs. Adding place savers will reveal where additional framing may be necessary. Center the place saver on the framing and attach with provided hardware. Place savers eliminate the need to cut speaker holes after wallboard installation and ensure you have proper framing around the perimeter of the speaker. Stealth speakers are designed to install directly into a 1/2 inch or 13mm wallboard. For 5/8 of an inch or 16mm or thicker wallboard, layer the included shims as necessary to flush the perimeter of the speaker with the surrounding wallboard. If necessary, attach the provided self-adhesive shims to the rear of the speaker. Place the shims over the screw holes and leave no gaps. It is critical to add the correct number of shims so that the wallboard and outer edge of the speaker are flush. If the speaker is recessed in relation to the wallboard, excessive material buildup on the surface of the speaker can occur during the finishing process, which may lead to poor sound quality and possible premature failure. Insert the speaker wires into the binding posts, noting proper polarity. For smaller gauge wires, bend the exposed wire back upon itself prior to insertion to make better contact with the binding posts. Attach the speaker panel screw flanges directly to the structural framing using the provided wallboard screws in the pre-drilled holes. Do not use nails. Add screws to the wallboard surrounding the speaker as well. Place a straight edge across the speaker face to verify that it protrudes approximately 1/16 of an inch or 2mm beyond the wallboard in each direction. Check that the speaker is not warped. A warped speaker frame will cause the speaker face to bulge. Before proceeding with any wall finishing, test each speaker with an amplified sound source. Test with music at listening volume. Make note of sound coming from high, mid, and low frequency drivers of each speaker. Check for any rattling or vibration in wall or ceiling. Now is the time to correct any potential issues. After the registration and sound check, seam finishing can proceed. The speaker panel should be finished in place, similar to any other piece of wallboard. Self-adhesive nylon mesh tape is recommended due to its ease of use. However, paper tape is also acceptable. For best results, we recommend at least 3 light applications of joint compound, sanding between coats. Use only air-dried joint compounds and plasters for seam finishing. Do not use chemically curing joint compound. Allow 24 hours between each application of joint compound for complete drying. Failure to allow the joint compound to completely dry in between applications may result in fine cracking. The joint compound should be spread beginning 2 to 3 inches or 50 to 75 millimeters in from the speaker edge, and then feathering outwards 16 to 20 inches or 400 to 500 millimeters in order to achieve a smooth, flat transition. Because the speaker panel is a flexible surface, a sanding pad will have less effect in the center of the speaker than it will around the perimeter. If joint compound is allowed to build up in the center of the speaker, it will be difficult to sand off. Because the face of the speaker is flexible, excessive pressure can deflect the speaker panel inward, quickly allowing a thick layer of material to build up, which will be difficult to sand off and adversely affect sound quality. Apply the joint compound around the perimeter of the speaker first, working carefully toward the center of the speaker as additional coats of compound are needed and applied. Be sure to feather the joint compound away from the speaker as to not build up more than a maximum allowed of 1/16 of an inch or 2 millimeters of joint compound over the face of the speaker panel. When sanding, imperfections in the application of the joint compound may appear. If so, additional joint compound and sanding may be needed to create a seamless transition. It is important that enough joint compound be applied around the speaker perimeter to make a very gradual transition from the surface of the wallboard to the face of the speaker panel. At this time, a very thin skim coat may be applied over the speaker if necessary to achieve a smooth, even finish. Some advanced finishing techniques and materials, such as Venetian plaster or heavy plaster coats, may require skimming over the front of the speaker. In these situations, it may be necessary to shim the speaker proud of the surrounding wallboard to avoid buildup of more than 1/16 of an inch or 2 millimeters in thickness on the face of the speaker. Use the gray color of the LineaResponse X series speakers as a visual reference to gauge joint compound coverage or depth. Be careful not to exceed 1/16 of an inch or 2 millimeters of buildup. Sanding is the last important step before the painting begins. This can make or break the quality of the installation. Best practice may include the use of a flashlight to shine sheer light down the wall or ceiling in order to identify high or low spots in the finish work. Once sanding is complete, the wall is ready for painting. It is recommended that all unfinished wallboard and speakers be first primed with latex-based primer sealer. Light orange peel texture, light knockdown texture, wallpaper, veneer, or level 5 finish may be applied. Heavy knockdown or trowel finishes are not recommended. Use a flashlight to shine sheer light down the wall or ceiling in order to identify high or low spots in the finished work before applying the final coat of paint. Linear response speakers are engineered for optimum audio performance with no more than 1/16 of an inch, 2 millimeters, of any material applied to the front surface. To exceed the 1/16 of an inch or 2 millimeter limitation will cause degradation of audio quality and may void warranty. Consult the installation guide for more information. Thank you for purchasing Linear Response Invisible Speakers. These speakers are crafted from high quality materials and with proper installation and care will last a lifetime.